They think the scale stalled because they need more discipline, when in reality, they may be stressing their system in a way that slows everything down. I'm not anti-fasting. I've used it for years, clinically and personally. But for the right person and the right situation, it's powerful. But like any tool, if you use it incorrectly, it could cost you. Today, I'm gonna be breaking down what intermittent fasting actually does in the body, why it works for some people, why other people tend to stall, and how to know if it's helping you or hurting you. So let's talk about what fasting actually does. When you don't eat, your insulin tends to drop. You don't have glycogen coming in, so blood sugar gets lower. When insulin drops, your body has an easier access to stored energy, including fat. Fasting also increases glucagon. What is glucagon? Glucagon is a counter hormone to insulin. It signals your body to release stored energy. Fasting has also been shown to increase growth hormone. HGH, or growth hormone, has been proven to preserve lean muscle tissue. So hormonally, fasting creates an environment that supports fat burning. So then why does it fail? So let's talk about why it works. A lot of times, if someone is constantly spiking insulin with frequent meals and snacking, or having overeating patterns, or having late night snacking, they tend to have that structured fasting window, and it reduces the chaos for them. It just simplifies their eating time. It creates boundaries, and it simplifies the eating process. A lot of times if you have someone who's sedentary and they're pulling back on a lot of the carbohydrates coming in and their blood sugar is more stable, it works for them. So, you know, it does work for some. It just depends on the person and the place and the situation. One of the first mistakes is people have low amount of protein. A lot of times if you compress your eating window and you don't prioritize protein, you lose muscle. When muscle drops, your metabolism also drops. So when your muscle drops, your metabolic rate drops. And now you're burning fewer calories at rest. The second mistake, no lifting or no resistance training. If you're fasting and you're not lifting, your body has no reason to preserve the muscle that you have currently. Another common mistake is excessive fasting. You get some people that'll do anywhere from 18 to 24 hours. As far as when it comes to fasting along, that's not discipline, that's chronic stress. So that excessive long-term fasting tends to raise cortisol. When your cortisol rises chronically, fat loss becomes harder, especially around the midsection. Last but not least, high stress in fasting. If you're already under high stress, and then adding aggressive fasting can overload your system, more is not always better. Better is better. So let's talk about who should be careful or cautious when intermittent fasting. The first would be someone who has poor sleep. They're not getting enough sleep, cortisol levels go up, that could work against you. Someone with a high stress job. You know, they're busy all the time, they're under extreme stress. Cortisol tends to backfire when you're intermittent fasting. Heavy training, going to the gym, crushing your workout, maybe not supporting the nutrition to replenish what you did in the gym, putting additional stress to your body in a state when it's already vulnerable. Next one, the person's already under eating. They're not eating enough. They're already in a caloric deficit or a deep caloric deficit, just like the person who's training and not fueling that training. And then last but not least, hormonal dysfunction. If their hormones are off, they have high cortisol, their testosterone low, if they have estrogen dominance and it's hard to already get rid of fat, it might work against that person. Overall, if your nervous system is already maxed out, fasting may be adding fuel to the fire. So now let's talk about how to do fasting correctly. But I want to remind you guys, fasting is a tool, not a lifestyle identity. So when it comes to doing fasting correctly, we need to have smart structure. First off, a 14 to maybe 16-hour window, a moderate fasting window works for most people. It's not extreme, it's not heroic, it's moderate. Number two, you need to prioritize protein first. Protein becomes even more important in a compressed eating window. If you're eating twice a day, those meals need to matter. Number three, lifting 3 to 4 times per week. Strength training tells your body, keep the muscle. Without that signal, the body adapts downward. And honestly, the fourth and fifth kind of go together. Don't stack stressors and monitor your energy and recovery. If your fasting routine leaves you wired, exhausted, and flat in the gym, that's feedback, and that feedback matters. So let's look at the bigger picture. Intermittent fasting is not magic. It doesn't override poor sleep. It doesn't fix the chronic stress if it's coming from work. It's not gonna replace adequate protein into your diet. It's simply a way to structure your eating, and structure can help. But structure without physiology awareness can hurt you. Let me say something clearly. Fasting does not fail. People misuse it. And if you're fasting because it works for your schedule, and your energy is stable, and your strength is maintained, great. But if you're fasting because you think eating less frequently automatically equals better fat loss, that's not how physiology works. Your body doesn't reward extremes. It rewards intelligent stress. So if fasting works for you, good. If it hasn't, don't assume you're broken. It might just not be structured correctly for your current stress load. So before you push the window longer, before you skip another meal, ask yourself, is this supporting my metabolism? Or is it quietly slowing it down? Because long-term fat loss isn't about how long you can go without food. It's about how well your system adapts. So use fasting, just don't let fasting use you.